What's happening? Welcome back to another episode of Qwality Sports Podcast. Told y'all we'd be back this week to finish up that tier list we started last week. So here we are. Three-man. We doing a three-man weed today. You know what I'm saying? So start with my boy DJ. What's happening?
What's up, man? How y'all feeling?
Feeling good, man. Anything, any takes from last time we met on the NFL? Anything recently?
That Andrew Luck thing was funny. That was funny. But other than that, no, just waiting for them to drop their schedule so like all the little rumors and stuff can get squashed and we can like see who playing who and then where, and then people can cap on like win loss totals and do all that. So yeah,
I got you. All right, and not to be forgotten, my boy Shayne, aka Jordan Love Season.
Hey man,
What's
I'm
happening?
back. I'm back, ready to go.
All right, so what's your hot take, man? We had some stuff, a little conversation before we got on the show, man. So need to know what you've been thinking, man.
I mean, Packers overs are probably going to be, printing money. You want to take like your family on like a nice vacation around, like right after Christmas, first week of January next year when the regular season's done. Go to the window and take the Packers overs.
All right,
what's the
we'll drop there.
All right, I can't say that with a straight face. But hey, man, we're ready. We're ready. No more fucking Aaron Rodgers. I don't care. I've been wanting him gone for a minute. Let's go. Jordan Love season, baby.
All right, John. Well, my thing pretty much is the same as DJ's, man. Waiting on these schedules to drop. And like my display name say today, where Sehun in November. You know what I'm saying? So use your Google Translate if you need that. That's coming soon. But without further ado, man, like we promised, we're gonna deliver on the second part of this tier list. So left off last week at the Chargers. So the Chargers, of course, had a disappointing offseason, had different needs, really everywhere. But with their receivers always being hurt, Joey Ball was hurt. What position y'all they need to focus on, and what would y'all grade them? So, DJ, I'm gonna start with you.
Like edge rusher and corner for them because like you saw like in that playoff game how they couldn't get pressure and then they was getting cooked. Like they didn't need nothing else on offense. So them drafting like Quinn Johnson first round, like one, that's a luxury pick. Two, he like a body catcher. And so like if you draft a dude that early, then you expect for him to be like starting and playing. And that's not the Chargers, problem. They problem is they got like stupid coaching and then they couldn't stop nobody. So they like filled some holes as they went through the draft, but I can't go no higher than like B or C.
Shayne, where you at with it?
Man, I hear what you're saying. I personally I liked Quentin Johnson a lot in college, and I think he's probably a really good fit here too, right? I mean, Chargers got who? Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Mike Williams hurt all the time. When he's on the field, he's very good, produces all the time. But I mean, how often does he get hurt? Like Keenan Allen. How often does Keenan Allen didn't practice, say, hamstring, out Sunday, hamstring? I mean, I don't know. To me, yeah, like their coaching was abysmal. Like I used to be a huge fan, but at this point, I'm like I've been heavy on the Chargers like the last 2 years in the futures markets, but I mean I think this is gonna be like the first year in a while where I'm out. I want nothing to do with this team. I love Herbert, but like there's just something about this team that just can never fucking win. And I had them big against Jacksonville too in the playoffs when they blow a 24-point lead or something.
Chargers charging.
Yeah, dude. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Like there's so much talent on this team. Like they should be, they don't have to win the division. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes' division, right? But Like this team should be so much better than they are. And last year I thought they had a legit chance to make a deep run. I think everybody kind of did, right?
Mhm.
Then they go and blow a fucking 24-point lead. I'm just getting pissed off thinking about that because I vividly recall like that was probably my biggest bet of the playoffs.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm a Quentin Johnson fan, and I think he'll contribute immediately.
I'll keep him at B. They got the lineman from USC. I like him a lot, and the backer from Washington State, the redshirt senior backer. So that helps their front seven, which they could definitely use an upgrade at. I like the Quentin Johnson pick. DJ, you right, he's a body catcher, so he got two receivers over there that can work on that with him. You know what I'm saying? And they're probably gonna need them to because they might end up hurt. And they got Max Duggan, so
absolutely.
I think they did good. So I'm keeping them at B, bottom B. Next, LA Rams. Our faithful boss, that's his team. What do you guys think? Starting with you, Shayne.
I mean, I think this team's heading towards purgatory. Like they had the whole fuck them picks thing, and it worked. They got a Super Bowl, right? So good for them. But I mean, I'm just looking at it like, okay, their first pick was in the second round, was a guard from TCU, and then they took Stetson Bennett in the fourth round. I mean, that guy's going to be cashing Social Security checks pretty soon. What is he, like 26? That was your fourth round pick? I mean, we can make fun of the Packers for taking Clifford in the fifth, fine. But taking Bennett in the fourth, like I was like, there's no way this guy's going to play in the pros. And I don't, for a team that's had like no draft capital the last couple of years, that just seemed like a pick. It was like, what are you doing? I didn't pretend. I would go with a D for this team. I think they're going to be a bad team, and I mean, I don't think Matthew Stafford has much left. I don't know. Maybe Donald leaves. Who knows what ends up happening with this team? But I just there's no what's there to look forward to. They traded Ramsey, fine, okay, but like the Allen Robinson thing last year was a disaster. I mean, it was just
T-Black.
It was just it's just a tough situation. They got their Super Bowl, but now they're going to be paying for it for at least a few years.
Yeah. Well, they got the genius coach over there, right?
No,
yeah. He got a statue. I don't know why.
Yeah,
the statue.
DJ Rams.
I get them maybe like the end of C, just off the simple fact of they was like F'd on picks and they end up picking like 14 players. So like for a team that ain't really had much draft capital, and now you got 14 guys that you like drafted, basically, like I got to look at that. And if we not just like thinking like how they all going to translate, I'm just looking at them like feeling like all the holes that they need. So for me, just off the strength of that alone is I would have to say like the end of C, because they made some moves and they got more picks within the draft, and that's not something that they do. But I do agree with Shayne and the Stetson Bennett pick. Like that was way too early, because you draft guys in the fourth round, especially like when your team got a whole bunch of holes, you draft guys in the fourth round that you want to play. Like you don't draft guys to just like, yeah, we just gonna make this dude be a backup. And he for sure gonna be a backup for however long Stafford is gonna play. They just gave Stafford all that money, so something gotta give.
I'm in between C and D. I think I'm gonna keep them in C. I'm gonna move after the Broncos though. DJ, I mean, you made a great point about although not having the first round and still picking up a lot of guys. Some more bodies you can try out and see how to fill them holes. They did good on their offensive and defensive line, specifically their pass rush. And I think that's really what they are going to need moving forward, just depending on what they decide to do with their offense. They got one of the best receivers in the NFL, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see what Stafford look like, and I don't think Bennett is his successor over there at all. So I don't know what that pick was about. Actually, I'm putting him at the bottom of the C because that was a bad pick. All right. Next, Miami. DJ.
I don't know, like incomplete. Donnie had like 4 picks, and so like, what can you really do with those like 4 picks? I mean, they pick, guys that they need. I feel like the running back though they got in the third round, that's like a luxury. They can use like another corner, like another like slot guy. Then they got like a wide receiver, and then they got like a tackle, and so like I don't know, like they don't really got much to like they didn't really have much to work with, and they ain't make no trades to like try to get more. They just kind of like was stuck, and then them trying to like cheat and get Brady, got their pick taken, and so like I don't know, man, they got to be like at the bottom. I I guess I'll say D just for the lack of picks.
Wait, you said they tried to cheat to get Brady?
Yeah, that's why they got that. That's why they got that pick taken, that tempering pick. So they would have hit a first round pick, but the league took it when they found out they was tampering and talking to Brady. Because that whole I forgot who broke the story, but that whole story about like Brady pretty much playing for the Dolphins and he was gonna get like part ownership and like all that other nonsense, that was like mostly true. And so when I want to say when the Flores brought that case, I want to say that's when all that stuff came out. But yeah, they lost that pick because they was trying to cheat and get Brady.
And would they give up for Ramsey too? Was a third
Oh
rounder?
yeah, that's probably why they ain't got no picks. I forgot about that too. I don't know what they gave up for like Ramsey, but yeah, that's another reason why they don't got picks.
Yeah, like I'll say, I mean, we said when we did the grades last week, right? We have to factor that in. Like, it's not just the picks you make, but what the whole detail of what went into your draft. And I mean, Ramsey was technically part of it, right? If they traded for him, I like that. I think Ramsey can still play at a high level, and in that division with Josh Allen and now Aaron Rodgers, you're going to need corner help. Didn't have a lot of picks, so you got to kind of, I don't know. I almost want to go C because of giving them Ramsey, but they really lack picks, and one of them was a running back. They picked a running back. Why? Even though I'll tell you what, I loved Shayne at Texas A&M.
Yeah,
He was good, man. Like
yeah, he was good.
he was like for a team that was pretty garbage, he was one of the lone bright spots. He was really good. But I mean, when you don't really have any picks, and then you use one of them on a running back, I'm never going to be a fan of that, right?
Yeah.
Especially since they've had other guys in that system that have had success. So I didn't really particularly like that. I'd probably go with a D. But
Okay.
there wasn't really much they could do. But give them credit for getting Ramsey.
Good points all around. Yeah, I mean, you get another 4-3 guy in the offense at running back. So kind of a head scratcher, but most of injury prone. That's probably gonna be their guy day one, maybe. So, and Shayne, you got me more and more in the mind of like not taking running backs if I need like another, like as a talented running back, go fill another more important position. Like you can find a running back somewhere. Like you got me
Right.
more and more into that, so I get your grade. So
Like I didn't have a clue who Raheem Mostert was before he got to the pros. I'd never heard of him. And guess what? Dude can ball, right? Like there's a lot of guys like that. There really is. Like I was fine like what the Bears did when they took their guy from Texas. That was fine where they took him. But like Miami, you got no picks and you're using one of them on the third round on a running back. Nah, that didn't really make a lot of sense.
Okay, next, going up north to Minnesota, division rival for all of us here. Shayne, what you think of Minnesota and what they did?
Yeah, man. I remember in the 2020 draft saying, Minnesota, God, I hope they don't take Jefferson. God, I hope they don't take Jefferson. And they took Jefferson, and I was kind of doing the same thing with Jordan Addison, man. Jordan Addison's a baller. And when you put him, you put any good number 2 next to Jefferson, like that's a win for them. I really did not want to see that, but I mean they did it, and then they went out and got some corner help from Mekhi Blackman and Jay Ward. So yeah, I thought Minnesota, as a Packers fan, you guys know it. I thought Minnesota and the Bears both had really good drafts. I think the Bears probably a little better, but I'd have to go with an A for Minnesota, even though they took Jaron Hall in the 5th round. I don't know what he is. He was good at BYU. Like, he can run kind of pro-style offenses, the kind of the way it works now, right? But I'm not really sure, I don't really know what their quarterback plan is. Like, is this it for Cousins? Or is it going to be a couple more years? I mean, it seems to be kind of a weird situation for them right now. There wasn't really anybody for them to take, as his successor. But I mean, no matter what they do, I mean, you let Thielen walk, which was smart. You didn't pay him, which was the right decision. Yeah, they let him walk. He's in Carolina. That's fine. Guy that's been hurt, probably his best days are behind him, and you let him go. Smart. And then you replace him with, a guy that's I think is really going to be a solid pro. That's a win for the Vikings. They're an A. They're an A for me.
DJ?
I'll say a solid B. Because I do they picks, they actually attack some of their needs, getting a wide receiver 2, getting corner help, and then safety help, because their defense was terrible. And so like Shayne said, who knows what they're doing at quarterback. I believe this is Kirk Cousins last year of his deal, and then they drafted a running back in the 7th round, which for them makes sense because it's rumors that they're gonna trade Dalvin Cook or release him, which I don't know. That's kind of crazy because he's 27, and he's still good. But yeah, I'll say a solid B, because then he had 6 picks. So
yeah, I think they traded down, and I'm keeping him at A just off the strength of Jordan Addison. That's gonna be. I'm gonna say now, they're gonna probably be a top 5 wide receiver tandem, and I don't think that's even a crazy take to say that.
He's gonna probably produce immediately. A lot of these rookies, man, they just come in and produce now. These wide receivers, they just do.
Yeah.
And when you're playing Oppo, arguably the best receiver in the league, I mean, you're gonna get some weaker corners on you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about it was smart letting Thielen walk. I ain't like it at first, but that was before they had Jordan Addison. So they upgraded, I believe, immediately. And
never a bad idea. It's never a bad idea to go younger, man, and just let some of these guys just go.
It's gonna be tough because I like Jordan Addison a lot, even before last year. I think DJ, me and you talked about him before last year.
Yeah.
So yeah. Damn, that's tough, but yeah. So I'm gonna keep him at 8 just off the string.
Top 5 is the top 5 wide out tandem. That's tough, man. That means
you think so?
That means y'all telling me that he about to get another he about to get 1,000 yards as a rookie, which is doable. But
why can't he do it? Jefferson did it.
I mean, he can. I like Jefferson more coming out than I did Addison. Addison had that cold that year before last, and then last year he kind of tapered off. But I instantly thought that Jefferson was going to be a star, because remember we was talking about who you like more, Jefferson, Chase, or them dudes from Bama, and then I was man, I like Jefferson now, but then when Chase get in, I think he gonna be a little bit better. But then Chase got hurt, and so that means Addison got to had 1,100 yard season or something which
I think he is, man. I think
it's hard. It's hard to rate the receivers. If you ask me right now, who would I rather have, Jamar Chase or Jefferson? I don't know. I'll take either of them. I mean, it doesn't. You can't go wrong either way, right? A lot of it depends on your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, Jefferson is just going nuts with Kirk Cousins. I mean, imagine what he could do with Burrow.
Right. And I mean, Burrow does have a lot of receivers over there throw too. So Chase do got to share that rock over there.
Yeah, you do.
I was just thinking about you the other day. Before we get into Patriots, just to know like about Charlie Hustle over there. I'm like, damn, they got him listed, as a top 5 receiver over there in Cincinnati. I'm like, damn, he gonna make an immediate impact, and it might look like 600. It might look like 600 yards,
He's getting you 7 yards on 3rd and 6. That's what the whites do. That's what the white receivers do.
Like,
They're getting you. Hey, they might not outrun you, they might not outjump you, but we're getting you 7 yards on 3rd and 6, baby.
I love it. Oh, all right, man. Let's go to New England. Patriots. Mac and them, or is it? DJ?
I like they draft, except for they drafted like a kicker in the 4th round. I don't know like why. And they drafted like a punter in the 6th round. Yeah, they did like some stuff that was like funny. But like besides that, like I like they draft. Like they got a corner, they got some edge help. They got a safety. Then they like went to go like fix their offensive line, and that's pretty much what they did. And then they got a couple of wideouts. So they pretty much hit like a lot of the things that they needed. Now I don't know how much it's gonna like help, Mac, because I still feel like they need more weapons. And then who calling the plays over there? So based on just the draft alone and not like just a team, I get on like the end of B, maybe like the beginning of end of B.
Shayne?
Yeah, man, I think I got to give them a B based on the fact that they moved down to 17, added a 4th round pick, and then took Christian Gonzalez, who we thought was going like top 7, 8. Like I thought he was going to the Raiders, right? Like he was probably he was no question the 2nd best corner in the draft after Witherspoon. I mean, man, that's a big win for me, that getting him at 17 and getting a 4th round pick out of it. Now, to DJ's point, they drafted a kicker in the 4th round. Why? Why would you draft one of these people in the 4th round? But I will say I like Keyshawn Butte from LSU. He's been kind of a guy that's been like highly hyped, and then he just he got in some trouble and he's had some issues, but I mean, that's a good guy to take a flyer on. I mean, he's extremely talented. We'll see. I don't know, but I think for the fact that they got Gonzalez 17 and got a 4th round pick out of it too, I got to go with a B for them.
Yeah, I like probably bottom of B, top of C. So I'm gonna keep them right there. Kickers and punters. Like Belichick is good for drafting like people that will probably be UDFAs if he didn't draft them like early too. So this wasn't unlike him and them, but I still don't understand it. So maybe I don't know. Maybe he just drafted the next I don't know, whatever the punter name is, it's in the Hall of Fame. I wish Schwab was here. And then maybe you drafted the next Morton Anderson, Shayne. I don't know. So
yeah, but you're not winning anything based on it's just no. There's no justifying taking one of these losers in the top 4 rounds of the draft.
Hey, man. Let's move on down to the Bayou, man. New Orleans Saints. Shayne.
I'll go with a C. I mean, they took Brees from Clemson in the end of the 1st. Solid. Okay, that's fine. Good thing for the Saints is their division they play in now is terrible. So, I mean, they should be, I guess the favorite. I haven't looked at those odds, but
they are.
They took Hayner, the quarterback from Fresno State, in the 4th round. That's another guy that can't play. Another guy that cost me money, shockingly. Yeah, I like the A.T. Perry flyer in the 6th round. I watching him with Hartman, man. I mean, that was no, he's not going to play in that same kind of system, obviously, but I think he's a decent. He's got a decent chance to maybe produce something. I don't know, to me, that's a probably a C, I guess.
DJ.
Kind of a boring draft. They didn't really, there's nobody there that makes you like, oh, nice pick.
Yeah, I agree. Like it was kind of like a blah draft. They kind of just like grab some guys, and then their division suck anyway. So and like always have like sucked for the most part since they started, and so like they just needed to hit like a couple of spots on their team, and then they should be straight. But it was kind of like a blah draft. Like when the Saints was drafting, they was like, oh, everybody was like, oh, okay, next team, and then like so that's kind of like what they was doing, and so yeah, I agree with the C grade.
Oh, y'all don't like Kendrick Miller from TCU?
I do, but it's like it's not even really like a need for him. Like they got like Alvin Kamara, and then they got like whoever else is after that. And so, I mean, I do like him though, but I don't think that was like a need for that team.
They got
But
him and they got Kamara and Jamal Williams,
yeah,
and
yeah. So like,
yeah,
I mean,
I
he gonna
like him. I don't like the pick, but I
yeah.
do like him.
He gonna be a
I think that
luxury
was the
pick.
best available.
Yeah, he gonna be
Yeah,
a luxury pick for them. That's why like they can stay at like C because I do like that pick, but like it was kind of like a luxury pick. It was like you really not gonna like put him on the field over those two guys. Kamara is like an all world talent, and then Jamal Williams, y'all just gave all that money to. So like at best, he gonna be like a third down or a change of pace back or maybe like special teams, and they drafted him high. Maybe they doing something different with Kamara moving forward.
I was just gonna say that. Kamara, I mean, he's looked kind of like a shell of himself. Like he's kind of not, that same guy that he's been. And now, granted, they've had terrible quarterback play,
Yeah.
but I mean, now, like, I mean, I'm not a big Derek Carr fan, but he's easily better than any of the garbage they've had the last couple of years. So I think they should. The offense is going to get an upgrade just based on that alone. So maybe Kamara will give him the benefit of the doubt. Like he's just struggled because they haven't had to respect the pass game. But now they
yeah.
probably will. Like Olave and Carr could be a nice combination. So
Yeah, but like the team's been keying in on him a lot. So the past couple of years, like they ain't had no like wideouts. Michael Thomas played one
Boy
game a
back,
season, and
Slam Boy
then
back.
yeah, he played one game a season, and then Olave just got there, and so like for the past couple of years, it was like yeah, we about to just stop this one dude, and then that's it. And so like yeah, his numbers took a hit, but that's because like everybody was keying in on him because you literally had to worry about nobody else. And he still got you 12, 13, 1,400 all-purpose yards, even with a keying on them. And so yeah, it should be better over there because Olave is good. Slam Boy, I don't know if he's gonna play. And then I mean Jamal Williams had a really good season last year. So
Olave might put up stupid numbers with Carr. Carr can sling it, man. Like
yeah,
he turns the ball over, and like I don't know how much you're going to win with him, but he can put up yards.
yeah, for
And
sure.
He
and I
now
think I
too.
mean Olave might put up some stupid numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah. He get a lot of the games in the dome this year too.
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
How that is.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Next, Danny Dimes and now DJ.
You want me to say something good about the Giants? No, I like the Giants draft though, because I like they got Jalen Hyatt, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
3rd round.
So off that alone, like I like they draft. Um yeah, and then like they was asking Jalen Hyatt like about like his like route running and like all of that. Cause I guess one of the um one of the Cowboys coaches was like working out with him and like said that he didn't know what he was doing or something. And so yeah, that was like crazy. But Deontay Banks in the first round, getting a corner, getting the center in the second round, who's like on the Bears radar, and then getting Jalen Hyatt in the third round, which is I think is good. So to me, they had like a solid draft.
What's
Um,
your grade?
I'll say like a solid B, a solid B, maybe like borderline A. Yeah.
Okay. Shane?
I go B. I agree with what DJ said too. Like I liked Hyatt. Anybody from that Tennessee offense, man. They were so fun to watch. I don't. It's hard to say exactly how they're going to translate to the pros, but um, there's room in that wide receiver room for Hyatt to kind of step up right away, right? Like the Kenny Galladay thing is over, whatever the hell that was.
That's Mike Boy.
I know, right? He might as well go back to Northern Illinois and play intramurals or something because he ain't playing. He's not a pro anymore. Like that man stole. I respect him. That's a ski mask Hall of Famer right there. I respect it. I love those guys. They get huge contracts and just do absolutely nothing. It's hilarious. Yeah, man. I agree with what you said. They got a corner in the first round, Banks. Then they got a center to protect Danny Dimes from when he's running like crazy again this year. I don't know. I told you what I think of the Giants. I'm not exactly going on a limb here, but they're not a playoff team this year. Not a chance that they're a playoff team. So, Mike, we'll get to that sometime in July. But yeah, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Giants overall.
So you got Daniel Jones like taking a step back?
100%, yes.
Oh, okay.
Without a doubt.
Keeping them B. I love the higher pick, just like y'all. Danny Dimes gets another weapon. Moving on. New York Jets, Jets. Jets. Shane, what you think of the Jets? What did you think of the Jets draft, Shane? Okay, the Jets draft. Let me be more specific.
I mean, I wasn't impressed. What did? Okay, they got an edge from Iowa State. Then they got a center from Wisconsin. They took a running back in the fifth. They didn't. Are they going to yell about how they didn't get Rodgers any help like the Packers didn't? Yada yada yada. I mean, I don't know. They didn't really. There's nothing the Jets did in the draft that I was like, wow, good pick. And they gave up some capital for a 39-year-old washed quarterback. Good luck. Yeah, everybody go run to the window to bet the Jets over. Keep doing that. Yep. You're the third best team in the division at best. And you're certainly not a playoff team.
DJ?
We're going to get to that again, though, Mike. We're going to get to that again. Don't worry.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with them having a D grade because they missed out on the last like first round caliber tackle, and then they just kind of just drafted whatever. And so like I don't see any like flow with a draft. They kind of were just like picking guys. Like I ain't never even heard of folks that got drafted by them. And so like once they missed out on that last tackle that got drafted, they kind of just like to me just did whatever because that's what they really needed more than anything else. They did get a tackle like in later rounds, but I don't know if he gonna like start. They needed more like offensive line help really because their defense was is really good. They got enough weapons, so they really needed like offensive line help, and I don't know if they did enough with that.
Okay. I'm keeping at D. JSN was right there.
But that would have been like a luxury pick. Like I would have dropped them lower if they would have got him. And I love him, but like that's not what they need. Like they got enough weapons. They pretty much got all them old weak dudes from the Packers and got them over there. They just signed Randall Cobb like right before that, like right before the draft. So drafting a first round wideout, that wouldn't have helped them because you still got to protect him, especially because he can't move, as good as he used to.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I would look at. I doubt Aaron Rodgers would have complained about that either. And,
No, he probably not. I
um,
mean, he a quarterback, so
they
he
got
adjusting.
they got Will McDonald. They got Will McDonald, who is an undersized edge rusher. So like that was like he should not went to the second round probably.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I ain't like that pick. I feel like Jay Sam's right there. They should have grabbed him, but they did get Tillman in the next round um, to help protect Rodgers. So they did do that. But I just don't like the Will Anderson pick. I feel like they used up. I went back and watched like they used up all their time because they didn't know who to pick because everybody
yeah.
they wanted went one through 14 basically. So they scrambled.
Right.
So
Right.
that's just me. All right, we halfway through. Schwab sent some picks in, so I'm gonna show him some love real quick. All right, so the Chargers, Schwab gave an A minus. We gave them a B. The Rams, Schwab gave them an A. We gave them a C. Uh, yeah, he gave him an A. Dolphins, Schwab gave him a B. We gave him a D. The Vikings, Schwab gave him a C. We gave him an A. New Orleans, not New Orleans, New England. What a pass that. We gave him a B. He gave him an A. All right. Said they got a steal in the 6th round, high upside, and he had 5 quarterbacks in 3 years at LSU. And he went to Mac Jones, so Mac Jones is going to get all that out of him, y'all. The Saints, he gave them a W plus. We gave them a C. The Giants gave him an A. We gave him a B. The Jets, he gave them a C. Only that high because he had Kuntz as a second on his board. And that's it so far for Schwab's grade. So getting back into it, we're gonna go to Vegas with the Raiders. I'm still not used to saying Vegas Raiders. Are y'all used to saying that yet?
No.
No. Because you got to bring out the Chris Berman, the Oakland Ray. Like I'm used to hearing that, and then seeing that like terrible field with the baseball field like in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm used to. When I think of Oakland, I think of that. Like man, just the baseball field in the middle, like the black hole going like crazy. Whereas the Vegas team is like I don't know, it's kind of like Hollywood, Showtime.
All right, well, Shayne, let's go with you. Raiders.
I felt like there was a lock they were going to go with Gonzalez. But they went Tyree Wilson, and Tyree Wilson was obviously very highly rated, but the question with him was his medicals, right? So, I guess they must have thought that he checked out, even though, different front office now, but the Raiders have a kind of a bad history of taking gambles on guys in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, high upside for sure, but, the medicals are obviously a concern. I think that's why other teams were kind of out on him. I like Michael Mayer, man. I don't know why. I know why Schwab was hating on him because he went to Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame as much as anybody, but I'm not going to.
Tight ends. Like, that's one thing that they do. They produce.
Right, man. And I think Mayer, and Garoppolo's good with the tight end, right? We've seen that.
Yeah.
So, I'll give him like a low B.
DJ?
Yeah, I agree with the low B grade because I like the Mayer pick, and then a 3rd round, they got a defensive tackle, which they need that. Then they got a wide receiver, which they could use another one of those as well. Then they got another corner. So, like, they hit some things that they needed to, like, hit on. I don't understand the 4th round quarterback because they still need some more help, But after that, they went, like, safety, linebacker, defensive tackle. So they really loaded up on the defense because the defense was really why they was getting washed last year. Like we just talked about Derek Carr. Like I'm pretty sure he had another 4,000-yard season. That was never the issue. It was like Josh McDaniels is stupid, so that's one. And then two, they defense. I can tell you the last time the Raiders actually had a really good defense. Like, when was the last time we looked at them and was like, man, this defense is really like flying around. Like, probably like when they had Charles Woodson, yeah. So like, how long ago was that? And so they did well with like just going straight to the opposite side of the ball, because I don't think they're gonna have problems with scoring points. That's never like that hasn't been like their issue. It's like getting off the field. And so getting Max Crosby some help is definitely, good, because Chandler Jones last year was like pretty much absent. Like, other than that, like highlight play, he was pretty much absent. And so, yeah, they can get a low beef for that.
It's a tough division, man. I mean, you're playing against you got to play Patrick Mahomes twice, Justin Herbert twice, and I mean, look, I think Wilson's obviously fallen off, but I think Peyton probably at least rights that ship a little bit. I don't think they're going to be terrible again this year. So yeah, that's a brutal division.
Yeah, IQ might be low B. I really like Michael Mayer too, so I think that's gonna be a good fit, especially with Waller leaving.
Yeah, which I don't understand that, but that goes back to me saying
he can't stay on the field, dude.
Josh McDaniels is stupid, but like
Waller's always hurt, always. I mean, getting out of that contract, that's actually one of the first things they've done that I'm like, you know what, that's totally good. Makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. But yeah, McDaniels is an idiot. We're fully in agreement there.
Yeah, like he not good at all. Like, he good as a play caller. Like, he can stay as that, but as a coach, as a leader of men, that stupid phrase, like he not good like at all.
Right. Like Mike Tomlin, not a good coach. Fantastic leader of men. Probably the best locker, it's an overused cliche, but locker room, manager type of guy that people respect, right?
Yeah.
100%. But he's not good at decision making. McDaniels isn't good at any of it.
Why are you saying that Tomlin not good though? Like,
because I've said this about Tomlin. The whole thing about the never losing record when he had that who was his quarterback the last couple of years. Yeah. I respect the hell out of that. I really do. But I've seen him make one too many decisions that I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Punting on 4th and 1, field goals when he shouldn't have to, stuff like that. Just not. He's not a good decision maker. But he's a highly respected guy. Somebody in our comment section just questioned what I said. But Tomlin, great leader, not a very good head coach.
But I think that what makes him a good head coach is that, like, his team never like falls. Like, they never fall off of the cliff when they should have. So like, when you judge a coach, you like, hey, can this coach get us wins? And that's one thing that he do. So you can't say that he's a terrible coach when.
Look, I'm not hating on Tomlin. I'm just saying I've seen the guy make too many boneheaded in-game decisions.
He's old school too. He's old school. Like, all right, let's get these points, and then my defense gonna do it. So maybe he trusts his team.
And that's not how you win in the NFL anymore.
I mean,
a lot of those philosophies are stuck in the old days. Run the ball, play defense. Not in 2023.
He still never had a losing season though.
And it's weird to me,
talent, man.
I respect it. I definitely respect Tomlin. I just think that he should have somebody next to him saying, you know what? No, we can't punt the fucking ball here on 4th and 1 at the 46. We got to go for this. Like, that's the kind of thing that Tomlin needs.
All right. Well, since we just talked so much about Pittsburgh, let's go to them. And they gray. We're just gonna go to Philly, but we're going on the other side of the state real quick. Fun fact about Philly. Pittsburgh. I believe Pittsburgh is where Quan broke the news that Tebow was going to be signing, I think, with the Patriots. So, we got some close ties to Pittsburgh, what I'm saying, on this podcast and on this network. So I just want to throw that out there, what I'm saying. Shout out to Adam Schefter. You know what it is. But All right, we're gonna go to the Steelers. DJ.
I would like to get them like an A. Broderick Jones, I believe they the team that jumped over the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. So getting Broderick Jones, a tackle, which they need, Joey Porter Jr., which is like one of the top corners who everybody had going in like the first round, getting him in the second round, getting another lineman for the in the second round, and then getting Darnell Washington, the tight end, in the third round. I like what they did because like last year when TJ Watt got hurt, they literally had no pass rush. Like when TJ Watt got hurt, they pretty much was a completely like different team. And so like getting getting more guys that can help, still impact plays, especially like on the defensive line, that's like good. And then also they offensive line was like trash. So getting a top tier tackle definitely is good. So for me, they get an A.
Shayne.
Hard to argue that, man. The Darnell Washington pick, man. That's another guy that's he slid to the third round strictly because of the concerns teams had with his medicals. That's you know what I'm saying, like, and you just wonder about a guy like that. It's like, you know what? What if he's fine? What if he's okay? Like that happens. That happens a lot where teams will just pass on a guy because they don't trust his medicals,
Yeah.
and it turns out, you know what? He's fine, and he's going to go out and ball. I mean, that dude is a freak.
Yeah, he's a freak athlete, man. Like,
So yeah, man, I like what Pittsburgh did a lot here. I got to go A. Broderick Jones and then Porter. Pickett played much better than I thought he was going to. Like I liked him in college, but I was like, all right, I don't know, pro, and he had a pretty good rookie season.
Pickett definitely Trubisky part two, but we gonna see.
You might be right. Like I'm not saying I'm high on him or something, but you can't argue that he outperformed what I thought he was going to be as a rookie. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I like what Pittsburgh did. That's got to be an A.
I'm going A. Man, that Washington pick. I'm like, man, how did he fall? And like, I know it was the health, but still, like, it's tight end. Like, if you score on a tight end in the NFL, you're gonna do pretty good. Like, look at all the teams with good tight ends, or mid to good tight ends. Like, if they're mid or if they're like in the mid to good area, the quarterback probably good. If they're like good to great, the quarterback could be good or not as great. And I think, like, man, if this dude is healthy, like, he did what he did, and he had Bowers next to him doing even more.
Bowers is a generational guy. Like he might be a top 5 pick next year.
Nah, for real though.
And he was still, yeah, man. I hear you.
And he was still doing his thing. So I'm keeping him at A.
And then Pittsburgh used their tight ends too. Like Pittsburgh always got like a random tight end that just be open. Like they always got like a guy over there. So
yeah, usually some random white tight end, right? Yeah, some guy like yep. Some slow guy, but he gets open and catches the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. All like since forever. Like, and so like he went to a right team where if they could do nothing else, they could scheme their tight ends open. If they could do nothing else, and they've been doing that since like the Bill Cowher days, where they'll have a guy and he'll just be open. Yeah, you'll have like the Hines Wards, the Plaxico Burris, and all these guys, but then they'll have like that tight end that just always be open.
Yeah,
Keith Miller and all that, like so.
Yeah. Getting Kenny Pickett. I don't know about
and let's before we move on. I'm sorry, I got to say it, but they fleeced the Bears, giving up Claypool for a second. Sorry,
he's fine. We not.
Hey, look, I've given my respect to Poles. All right, but I'm sorry that they fleeced the Bears for getting Claypool for a second.
That's fine because
Tomlin said, "Get this clown out of here."
Claypool is better than all the wide receivers they would have took in the second round. So you got to try to like help your like quarterback. And if he would have learned the playbook faster, which is probably like harder within season, then people wouldn't have been saying that. So I mean, it's fine. Would we have rather them get the Ravens pick instead of ours pick, but yeah, probably. But at this point, it don't matter. Like getting all those picks from the Panthers, getting DJ Moore is cool because if Claypool had like 1,000-yard season this year, none of that matters.
Okay. All right, we'll go to the other side of the state towards the East Coast. DJ, your boys. The Eagles. What you think of we're gonna start with you, DJ. What you think of your guys in their draft?
Dub, man. Dub. Just out the first round alone, like getting Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, the Philadelphia Bulldogs, like they hit a really good draft. And then getting DeAndre Swift on the draft weekend as well is just like another back that can be productive over there too. Like everything they did like well. They drafted like the safety from Illinois because they need help at safety. Like they pretty much hit everything that they needed to hit, but getting those first two guys and Philly, that's how they build a team. They're gonna build it in the trenches. And so being able to do that and keep that train going, man,
Shayne.
Winner of the draft. I mean, this is just utterly absurd. They got, Carter at 9. Are you kidding me? Like, just keep him out of a car. Just if he's in a car, just make sure he's the passenger. Just don't let him drive. And no, seriously, like that's the kind of stuff that you have to do, right? When you have that's why the guy slid, right? Because of the off the field thing. Yeah. So that's all you have to do is pull him to the side. You got him, a strong locker room already.
Yeah.
Say, you know what I'm saying? And probably the perfect place for him to go.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, I said it when we did the show. Like, I really hope the Bears do not take this guy, and then the Eagles end up doing it, and I'm just like, unbelievable. And the whole Swift thing, and for all the negative stuff I say about running backs, that is how you do it. This is a team trying to win the Super Bowl now. They gave up nothing for him. He's essentially on a 1-year deal. They're not going to give him a long-term big contract. He's a dynamic playmaker. They're not counting on him. He's just a luxury. He's another guy to have. That is what you do with these running backs. And, I mean, this is obviously it's the NFL. Injuries will happen. We don't know how it's going to play out. But on paper, going into the season, this is the runaway favorite in the NFC. And it's not even close.
I agree. People keep trying to put San Fran up there too, but they don't even have a quarterback.
They have 3 quarterbacks, which means they have none.
They keep talking about they saying that Purdy not even throwing yet. And then they talking about Sam Darnold, like, bro, we didn't see that story before. And then everybody gonna tell me Shanahan is this genius. He could fix Sam Darnold, blah blah blah. But Shanahan also is known for like choking away points too when they should be like scoring. And so Shanahan being this genius, I still haven't seen a trophy being brought to San Fran yet. And he choked away the Super Bowl with the Falcons with his play calling. So,
and I've said that. What have I said about Shanahan for years? He's as good of a schemer as there is in the league. One of the best I've ever seen. But you know what? In-game decisions, tight game.
Yeah,
he's gone way too conservative in playoff games, and it's cost him.
Yeah,
it cost him. And I'll take Sirianni over Shanahan. I will for that reason alone.
That's crazy to say, Shayne.
I'm serious. and like, but the one thing I will give San Francisco is, all of a sudden they kind of sneakily play in a horrific division. Arizona and the Rams are terrible, and Seattle solid, right? I think I think they take somewhat of a step back. San Francisco, regardless of the quarterback, should kind of run away with that division. Where I guess Philly will be challenged at least a little more. But yeah, man, I'm not. I easily rate Philadelphia over San Francisco on a neutral field, without a doubt.
All right. Eagles W. Moving forward back to San Fran. Shayne.
Again, this is a team that had limited draft capital, right? They had no first round pick, no second round pick. And in the third round, John Lynch, Shanahan, I'm told all the time about how they're, smarter than everybody. And Lynch is just a cocky little prick. I can't stand him. So they took a kicker in the third round, Jake Moody.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Like, what is going on? What is it? These Belichick, like these supposed geniuses, are blowing picks on kickers. I just don't. I don't understand it at all. To me, San Francisco, and it's too bad we can't get Prentice on the show. But Mike, pull up the screen, Mike. I'm putting them in the what the fuck right next. They got a nice warm seat right next to the Lions.
I put them definitely at like D for me because like that kicker in the third round is egregious. Like y'all don't got picks and then y'all wasting it on a kicker that's probably gonna go undrafted and then y'all could just like go and like sign them. Like you shouldn't be. It's too many like important positions of need that you should never be drafting a kicker like that early or I feel like at all. And so you already didn't have picks because you traded them for Trey Lance. We don't even know if Trey Lance even gonna be in the league in 2 years, and then you like draft a kicker early. Definitely a D for me.
I'm putting them in what the fuck. Kickers should never be drafted in at least the first 4, probably 5 rounds, unless they're consistently nailing 100-foot field goals.
7.
Like that's the only way you should draft a pick.
They shouldn't even kickers shouldn't even be in football. But I mean, it's. So I don't know if I've ever told you this. I'm commissioner of 2 fantasy football leagues with the same guys. I've been doing it for 15, 20 years. Like 3 years ago, we removed kickers. Like they don't even exist in fantasy. They shouldn't even exist in real football. It's not. So when these supposed sharps draft them in the third round, when you have limited picks and you have no first and second round pick, that's just absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, I took them out of my league too. I think like 4 years running now. Whenever FanDuel came out and they didn't have kickers, that's when I did it like that too.
Yeah,
so.
they're just absolutely worthless human beings.
All right, man. Seattle. DJ.
I get them an A. They would be W tier, but they drafted like a running back in the second round, and I didn't necessarily agree with that. But just them getting the best corner and I think the best wideout in the first round to me is like really good, and so I definitely give them an A. But apparently, over the past 5 or 6 years, they draft running backs in the second and third round anyway. So it's kind of like what they do, but I don't necessarily like agree with it. But for me, they definitely like in the A tier.
Shayne.
Yeah, man. I would have gone Carter at 5, and I thought that's kind of like what we were gonna get. I'm you know what? If you're that, and Witherspoon was the best corner in the draft, and if you're sold on him, you know what? I have no issue with that. And then you get JSN at 20. I told you guys I wanted JSN in a Packers uniform. Kind of understand why they didn't do it, but yeah, man, that's a solid first 2 picks for Seattle, and then the running back in the second round thing. That's just that gum chewing idiot Pete Carroll just doing the same shit that he's been doing for years. That just it made absolutely zero sense. Those first 2 picks were so good, and then that second round pick was so bad. I'll give him somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. I think the good outweighs the bad here. I agree with DJ. I gotta go with an A.
Shayne, back to the kickers.
Yeah, I'm putting.
Oh, my bad, Mike.
Go ahead.
No, back to the kickers for a minute. Y'all was talking about like taking them out of like the fantasy leagues. What y'all think about what the XFL do, like with the conversions?
Oh,
What
the
exact?
conversions.
What exactly did they do? I've watched so much limited XFL.
Is it like similar
So
to
they
like?
don't.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, like I was asking because I didn't really know. Like I feel like that is similar to like college overtime.
Oh,
So they don't have any point after touchdown like kicks. So what they do is you can line up at the 2 for a 1 point conversion, the 5 for a 2 point conversion, or the 10 for a 3 point conversion.
Oh,
sounds good to me. Absolutely. Why not?
And then
Run your best play.
also they got in the fourth quarter, instead of kicking off or doing an onside, you can run one play from your 25
Right, I knew
and
that.
yeah, 4th and 15, and if you convert it, then you retain possession from wherever you
Look,
at.
man, there's gonna be nothing that you could throw at me that is just an alternative to kicking an extra point, kicking a field goal, or punting that I'm gonna say is the wrong thing to do. Seriously, like it blows my mind. Some of the things that you see. Oh God, man, it's just these kicking field goals on 4th and short. That's where I criticize Tomlin. He does shit like that. And it's just like, the coaches that are not doing that are winning. Andy Reid doesn't do that. Nick Sirianni doesn't do that. You know what I mean? Like the winning coaches, Kyle Shanahan does do that. He's done it in playoff games. Sean McVay, NFC Championship against the Saints a couple years ago, when they made the Super Bowl, got absolutely bailed out. They're down 3 points, 4th and goal from like the half-yard line. He kicks the field goal, gives the ball back to Drew Brees. And he got rewarded. Like, that's people, you got to look at that stuff, man. It's like aggression pays off. And anybody that's conservative does not win anymore. Those days are over. So that's why I'm always like ragging on coaches that just do, pussy shit like that.
All right, go to the next team, the Bucks. Shane, what you think of the Bucks?
Stick a fork in this franchise. I mean, first of all, man, that the Shaq Barrett stuff is just absolutely brutal, and they were talking about that, and thoughts with that guy and that whole the organization and his entire family, because that's just absolutely awful. As far as the draft, they drafted that big fat white trash looking dude, that lineman from North Dakota State that looks like Schwab. I guess that was an interesting pick. I mean, other than that, this is a team that's just on the complete downswing. I mean, like Brady was washed last year, but he's probably still better than Baker Mayfield. So I don't know. This is like there's a lot of these guys they had I don't really know too much about, but you're going to be entering the season with Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback. You're getting a D. They didn't draft any quarterback. Like, why not take like a late round shot at some random guy, right? Like they
got Cal Trash.
I mean, it's certainly possible that they're going to be pretty bad this year, so they want to get in on that next year's quarterback class. But yeah, I don't know. Have fun with Baker Mayfield as your starting quarterback.
They also have the Wake Forest legend John Wolford over there too. You know what I'm saying? So you never know, man. DJ.
I actually like their first 3 picks, but because they went in the trenches. But yeah, like this team is cooked. Like they don't have no like clear outlook of like what we doing, where we going, what's the next steps. The only thing is that their division suck, but like they're not like good. And what's crazy is they got a Hall of Fame wideout. They got another good wideout over there. So they got weapons. They are like a really weird team. And so they drive look really weird too. once they get past like the third round. So I'm gonna give them a D because I don't know what they doing.
I'm gonna give him a C. I like the Cassie pick. Like legit poor man Aaron Donald, like legit. Played at Pitt and all that. He might have been the best interior lineman. That didn't go, as early as everybody else expected the other guys to go. But good numbers, good motor. He like 6'1", down to 300 pounds, and he run like a 4.6. That's athleticism, bro. So I like that pick. I'm gonna keep him at C. Next, Tennessee. King Henry in there. DJ.
They got the guard from Northwestern, or he gonna be a tackle. Will Levis suck. Running back, tight end. I don't know, man. They just kind of did stuff. They another team that I don't know what they're really doing. So for me, they draft is like I don't know a D because it just I don't know. Like I really don't know what they're doing. They got a new GM. They probably gonna give Will Levis the keys next year. They hate Malik Willis. I don't like Vrabel. So yeah, they just getting a D because they just doing whatever over there.
Shayne.
I pretty much echo everything he said, man. Like I have no idea what this team's plan is. Okay, you want to take a tackle 11? I'm good with that. That's fine, safe pick, whatever. The Levis thing, again, would I okay? Like that's your plan. I mean, that's going to be your guy. I mean, yeah, Willis is done, obviously. Like and I'm generally not one to kind of shit on rookie quarterbacks because it's hard to come in and be good immediately. But I mean, he just looked, he had his audition and they just decided, no, you ain't it. Is it fair? Probably not. But Tannehill's still like, okay, well, what's the plan with Tannehill? Like, why wouldn't you have traded him? Like, I don't know what. There's just a lot of things with this team that's just like your plan just doesn't make sense. You drafted Willis early last year. What was he? Third round, I think.
Yeah, third.
Now you go Levis.
Trade up for him at that.
And then you go Tajay Spears in the third round, who I like. I liked him a lot at Tulane, like real dynamic playmaker, right? But Henry's what? This is Henry's last year on his contract, so this is probably it for him?
Tannehill too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of I'm at a loss of not really having a clue what this team's plan is. It's a D for me. Yeah, Levis ain't it.
And then they didn't draft no like wideouts either, which is crazy because they need a wide receiver.
And they didn't. I mean, they thought they were going to replace AJ Brown with Traylon Burks.
Yeah.
No, that ain't no. AJ Brown's one of the best receivers in the league, man. And Burks was okay, I guess. Fine. Maybe Burks turns out to be good, but they didn't get the value that they thought they were going to for that AJ Brown trade. They should have just fucking paid him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him in D. I got to see Spears. What bowl game was it, man? The Cotton Bowl down here
against USC last year.
USC.
He was running all over that scrub defense.
Yeah, and that was really the first time I had heard of him. So while I don't think he's gonna replace Henry, like I don't know, you pick the wide receiver, you pick the quarterback. So are they gone? Like, and these are the guys y'all think gonna replace them? I don't know. I do like Spears though, but he only got an ACL in one leg, so he probably only gonna be in the league, 4 or 5 years. So I don't know. But shout out to Tulane running back. Shout out Matt Forte, man. You know what I'm saying? They make magic over there, so we'll see. But I'm keeping them at D for now. And last but not least, they got the throwback you dig on here. Left hand up for the Commanders. Shayne, Commanders draft with the throwback logo though.
Well, they went corner heavy early, so I mean, I like that, especially when you're in a division with two teams like, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, teams that are throwing and I respect that. I just, they say Sam Howell's their guy. Okay, good luck. I don't really. You got to score points in the NFC East now. Like even the Giants can score, right?
That he does.
We know Dallas can score. We damn sure know Philly can score. I just don't know. Like I understand going corner early. I get it, right? And especially in that division, but Sam Howell's your quarterback. The Wentz thing was obviously a disaster, and now you're kind of stuck with this guy, and it's like you're probably still the fourth team in the division. So I mean, I guess they did what they could. I don't know. I'll go C.
DJ?
Yeah, I'll go C as well. Like they just kind of, fill some holes. Was able to take care of some of their needs, but like they kind of like a team that's like in transition too, especially because they, like Shayne said, they trying to depend on like they 5th-round quarterback from last year, and then they trying to sell us on like, yeah, he the guy, he this, he that, and obviously they think that, even though they did sign Jacoby Brissett, so I don't know what's that going to look like over there, but yeah, I guess like a C, I guess.
Guarantee you Brissett will start multiple games. That's just what he does. He goes to teams as a backup, and he's like that respectable backup, right? That can, if your mediocre starter is struggling, they'll put him in and be confident with him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Shayne, you made a good point about just being able to score and stop other guys from scoring. And like you said, you got good teams and a great team in the division as well on the offensive end.
You got two great offensive. Dallas is a great offensive team. They score points. Like no matter what you think of them as a whole, they can score.
Yeah, they score. And the Eagles too, and Danny Dimes and them too. So we'll see. I really like the Quan Martin pickup from Illinois. So they might be able to cause some fits over there, the young guys they got now. But I'm keeping them at a C. All right, and that's what we got here. Our tier list is complete. So we'll have Schwab throw this up on the site and definitely argue as much as y'all want. Schwab has some picks, so I'll go back to those. Raiders, he had it a C. We had him at a B. Who else? We go to Philly. Philly, we had as a W. He had him as a W. Steelers, he had him as a W. We had him as an A. The Niners, he had him as a WTF, even though they got Bell in the 7th. The Bucks, he had him as a B. We had him as a C. He said the Bucks had a great start and then bad. So, okay.
Yeah.
And then, what'd you say?
No, I agree with the Bucks, like, because I like their first 3 picks, but then it's like after that, I don't know what they was on.
And then Tennessee, he gave Tennessee a B plus. So big Will Levis got there.
Oh yeah,
then,
get
hold on, DJ. I gotta spotlight you for that one.
Get him out of here, man. Talking some Will Levis. Gone.
Oh man. And then he gave Washington he gave him an F. We gave him a C. He gave him a WTF, we gave him a C. So that's our list for the day. Good potting with you guys next week. We'll have the NFL schedule out. So we'll go over that. As well as talk a little NBA playoffs too, because I know we're in the mix of that right now too. But we wanted to dedicate a couple of weeks to the draft and to our tiers though. So no Quan. Not Quan. No Schwab. Be good to yourselves and each other. So Shayne, I'm gonna ask you to take it away tonight. Give me some energy. I've been feeling your energy, man.
Listen, man. We're going to be pumping out content left and right next week. Once the conference finals are set in the NBA, we're going to be giving you that. I had to represent LA a little bit because, unfortunately, for the haters, my man's about to get his 5th ring, and any GOAT debate is going to be over. It's been over already, but it's going to be even more over than it already was. So, get ready, man, because we're going to be pumping out content left and right.
All right, man. I don't know about all that, but y'all know where to come to see the discussion go down. On behalf of us, peace.